Morning, friends. Good morning, everybody. Hype, hype, hype. Let's get ready to go. Ooh, market trading already lower. 58.78 lower DD band. Tap S&P. Wow. That's an interesting start to the day. Good morning, friends. What's up? Ready to get started here? Good morning, guys. What up? All ready to crush it today? Oh, you know it. So we're outside of DD band. You can long out. You can long a DD band. That's the. I mean, you can. You can. I can. What's up, friends? The rule. You do. Well, I can't tell you what to do, but I take long off DD band. It's one of my key trades I like to take. As long as DD ratio is good. We're below MHP though. This is not the best sign in the world. What's up, guys? Good morning. Ooh. All right, so I'm reading chat today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Past two evals in the EDX MHP bounce. Edward, nice job in passing those evals right out the door. What else pass evals, MHP bounce? Anybody's having trouble signing ETF? No, I haven't. What broker should I use to get live futures data? Any of them require you to put in a deposit because that's how you pay for it. But if you want to go with AMP GG, AMP is the cheapest of them all. It's $100 minimum deposit. It's the best futures broker out there for that reason. Cheapness. Not the best futures broker, but the best for that reason. You're looking for minimum deposit, $100 a day, but then they take out $11 a month for your data. So make sure if you, at the end of the month, you're never below zero, look at your futures data out. So you keep funding it with like enough to pay in advance for your data. They debit it from that. You can't sign the dashboard on ETF. Oh, really? Very curious. I trade news days like today. Oh, let's take a look at it. What's up, YouTube? What's up, friends? Hey, mark it up to 4 minutes. We're ready to go. Welcome to the stream. You guys are hanging out the champ. Number one feature trading stream on the planet. Trade circles around your gurus. Trade squares around your gurus. Probably hexagons, octagons, pentagons. Try any shape you want around your guru. They're all really bad. You guys are here to hang out with the champ, learn how to trade. We'll show you how it works. Here we go. Today morning, we have building permits this morning. Housing starts coming through. Building permits slightly lower than normal. Housing starts slightly lower than normal. Which is interesting because mortgage rates have been kind of ticking up the last month or two. Now everything's looking at the unemployment data that's going to come out pretty soon. So, you know, I'm in the market house shopping right now, right? So I'm paying very close attention to like prices and stuff. I don't think that's big enough data to really care about. I think the market's just predisposition to go down because we talked about yesterday, monthly maps and QQQ show out to be bearish. Guys, we made a post on Twitter. I mean, you guys remember, you're watching Magic. This is my tweet. Bearish just in QQQ selling manifest. It's not. It's just this is the state of the market. We're building a temp top in QQQ right now. You can see it monthly map. Say it. Raleigh is halted for now. A liquid market ahead. That's it. Last week you started seeing those signs. How do I trade news days like this? It's not really a news day. The market has moved due to potential movement on that event. But things are stable right now. I wouldn't say that there's too much to like really worry about. Like CPI and other things that have shifted the direction of the market. I tend to wait till after the news to get into a position, then I react to bounce on my pivots. I'm good. DD ratio comes in greater than half. This is a nice long pivot to something. So we'll see what that turns out to be. No, DD ratio is good. Market opening in 1 minute. And that upper DD band right here. I mean, bottom DD band. So what we normally don't do, you guys know the rules down here. There's no shorting. Never short down here. Letting that market fly today. We know 88% of days close inside the band. All right, market is open. Let's get ready. Liquidity maps front and center. Let's get ready to go. No shorting outside of that DD band. Rule number one. Number two, let's take a look at what we got right out the door. Resiliences are positive or negative. They are negative. Okay. Out the door, res negative. All right, res less than 0. We have resistance right off of that. So I'm not taking any longs to get the maps coming through. We get for those maps to come through. Ah, baby. Oh, we talked about this yesterday. All right, DD ratio coming through here. All right, let's see if we get this something nice and lovely here. All right, let's watch this. I don't think this is going to be a big external day today like we crash out and sell. But we always know from here, we push through here. We talked about this trade setup yesterday. If DD ratio is greater than half. Bulls on bottom. This was actually yesterday's video. Y'all remember this one, right? Ooh, let's take a look at this one. I do like it. And then inside of here, illiquidity pocket to bear zone. I don't think DD ratio is going to be greater than half, but what I can do is toss a small position on it. It goes all the way to here. That ratio coming through here. We can bet that it's going to be half without saying anything about it. Look at QQ. That's QQQ. Let's take a look at SPY today. SPY, very similar road. Some of the market's like very, very, very choppy on this. Oh, bear bull, bear bull, bear bull. I don't hate that. I don't hate what I see right there. You have to remember that today we are going to be very close to in the middle of check where that actual number is. Okay. Looking for a long setup right now. No shorting today. This is pretty decent for a long setup. I just need to make sure I get my numbers coming through pretty solid there. I don't hate it. Oops. Okay, so this DD band is right about here. Bulls on bottom's always a tap. DD's always a tap. Inside of here, remember bear zone, bull zone. We always take this trade every single time from here to here. So let's maybe get in on it. Just something small. All right, I don't hate it. Don't hate it. Resilience is right on the edge here. Bear zone, bull zone, bear zone, bull zone. We talked about these yesterday. The bear zone and bull zone sandwich. I take this to this every single time. The ratio is greater than half. It's not a terrible setup. DD band from here to here is another good setup. Let's see what we get. And that's good. Trade S&P today, just so it can move a little slower. I say no shorting. No short. I'll sit out. These are my plans. No short. Sit out down here. So I want to see this hold. DD float. I want to see that hold. I want to see bear zone to bull zone. I like to take this trade every single time. DD greater than half. I can hit it pretty heavy on this one. From here to here. When you get to here, you have an illiquidity pocket. Remember, we also trade from here to there, and then there to there. This bear zone, bull zone sandwich, we talked about it yesterday. This is from our chat. All right. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. There's all these different setups here. We'll analyze each one when we get there. Like I said, we're right on the edge here. This is kind of where I would double into. A little risky, but we're going to see this band hold. If we lose the screen, I'm out. Bear zone, bull zone, always a trade setup. Let's see if we get it. Res is looking good. We get res greater than 0. Gives us even more push to here. So what I'm hoping for is a support right there with positive res. Now res is negative, so it's going to have a hard time moving as the stocks themselves have gapped down, trading down. Oh, what's up, guys? What's up? Good morning. I'll leave y'all. Yeah. What's up, Zoom? You guys help us out. Go over to YouTube, leave a comment, say hello. Click like button. Leave a comment, most important part. Let's go, baby. Let's go, push. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time. We always take this trade every single time. We had a class on this very setup yesterday. Do you guys remember? Fingers crossed. Remember, we don't count our chickens for they hatch. I mean, why count chickens anyways? Just keep your fingers crossed. Okay. Call this the Bear Big Mac. What do we call it? The Bear Zone sandwich. Bear Zone, Bull Zone. Now again, fingers crossed. Don't be too overeager here. We trade from here to there. If it breaks, we long again from here to there. And Bear Zone sandwich, we hold all the way through it. You guys know. ED is greater than half. You hold through Bear Zone sandwich. DD greater than half. You hold through Bear Zone sandwich. You guys remember from yesterday? You guys remember from yesterday? Let's see what it does. Let's see. I'm right. Again, fingers crossed. Fingers are crossed, y'all. Fingers are crossed. Bear Zone, Bull Zone every single time. Nice and clean. DD greater than half. Res is negative on the S&P, which is not the best sign in the world. So I'd hate to see this flush me and then support and go, but we'll see. Like I said, I'm hitting it for a pretty decently sized position today. I call these medium positions. My confidence slightly lower, resilience less than 0. We have the resistance off of that. It's kind of pulling us down. So without this confluence, I'm trading it slightly smaller, or else I'd be hitting this pretty hard across the board. Here we do. Fingers crossed, you guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Can't complain. Can't complain. It's a decent setup. Now again, fingers crossed on this one. Market's trying to sell pretty hard. I hate opens like this. They don't really serve us too well. Let's look at monthly maps, though. Let's see what we got going on here. Where are my monthly maps? Ooh. That's not good. IWM is very bearish. Okay, number 1. Not good. QQQ. A similar boat. Well, actually, hold on. Wait. That's not updating. A little delay here on the loading. Let's wait. We'll wait on this. So DD band was broken, but whenever you unbreak, it's no longer irrational. Once you're inside the bands, you're good. It's only irrational on the outside of the bands. Keep that in mind. Where's my maps today? Is it just me, or is monthly map not there for anyone? Let me double check. You're not drawn today? Oh, well, that's no good. Even calculate. Maybe the integrity's up there. We'll give it a little bit of time for it. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go here. All right. Well, we'll try it again a little bit. All right, so this is what I'm looking for. I'll make this bigger for you guys, and y'all like to see that. Let me redraw all of this. You guys know the rule. No shorting below the band. Number 2. DD greater than half. Bounce off of this. Res less than 0. There's a pressure one to pull this down. This is res less than 0. Resistance off of that. You guys know me. I trade from here to here every single time. Every single time. One of my favorite trades. Ooh, baby, good morning. That's what I get my dog tomorrow. Get my little Poochie tomorrow. Your dog, you take my dog. Don't take my dog, Simon. All right, so looking good on that. So looking good on this. Again, not the cleanest setup. Let's just hang on to it. Oops, let me make this slightly bigger so you guys can see it. Slightly bigger. There we go. So that's it. I take that trade every single time. That trade won me trading contests. That trade just bought me $1 million house. That trade is my bread and butter. I'm telling you. Oh, by the way, we just got it. We're under contract on our house. We officially close in 3 weeks. Move in a week before, or closing a week and a half for Christmas. How about that? Hold on, pausing it. And again, not counting my chickens too early. But remember, Bear Zone, Bull Zone sandwich. We actually covered this yesterday in our Zoom calls, this very setup. Isn't that awesome? So, fingers crossed. Again, it's going to have a hard time moving higher because of this initial selling pressure today. But we'll see. We get this resilience pop greater than 0, then we're going to be looking good for the day. It's not going to pick up a lot of momentum from here. It's still going to try to sell. The S&P stocks have gapped down and are trading down. There's still resistance here. And let me draw that with red so you guys can see it. It's like I'm not like celebrating just yet because all the signs are still kind of meh, but not bad enough for me to not want to take it. You still have signs trying to yank this market down. Stocks are not moving and giving us the love we want. We want to see this number above 0. Daddy wants this. Give it to me. Greater than 0. It's aiming for it. This is my bread and butter trade. I love this trade. It's my favorite setups. And then when you pass through bull zone, you pass through, you hold it. I hold for a runner. Keep going. Bull bear sandwich. We covered this one yesterday. It was a special class we did. If you guys want to take our classes, we're doing this for just this week only. Last week we're doing it. Our courses normally are part of our $199 package to subscribe to our platform. Okay. But for Black Friday only, you can do our classes for $19.99 a month. You can literally just come to the classes. We don't normally sell them by themselves. There's some people like, I'd love to hear your classes. You know, you won a trading contest, 400% a month. You lost like 2 days. What did you do? And this is where I teach you what I did. It doesn't mean it'll work for you, but it's kind of show you the tricks that I use when I trade. Now, again, it's trying to move, which is good. I don't like we're getting that resistance pressure off of that. Big green candles, though. If you guys are curious how I do it, come and check out this class. Let me give you the link really quick. If you've never taken our classes before, I'm going to tell you something. It's very rare that we don't ever sell them, and this is not something we do. You guys read the reviews for yourself. You don't want anything. Like reviews down here. 64 reviews, 4.99 stars. Okay. What he says is mind-blowing, not kidding. The best thing ever, just getting started. Knowledge power. Blah, 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 blah. Go read it. Look, this is actual customers buying actual stuff. It says at the bottom what they bought. Go here. You guys can do this. Just check it out. And you guys come to our courses. Because this is what I'm saying. This is one of the best things we've ever done. Is to let people just come to that. Come survey the classes. Come see what it is we do. All right. Bear Zone, Bull Zone sandwich. We love Bull Zone Big Macs, don't we? Why do we call them Bull Zone Big Macs? Look at this. Tell me this doesn't look like a Big Mac. I don't know how many old school gamers are here. Do you remember that game Burger Time? On there for like the Atari and television, Nintendo. Do you guys remember Burger Time? Where you had a little guy, and he would like eat the burgers as he would walk by. Kind of reminds you of that video game. I'm about to show you guys what I mean. How old I am, right? You got Bear Zone, Bull Zone, Big Macs, all right? We got the single line zones right smack in the middle. customer freaking burger time. Oh my god. So I can find a video of that. I have to date myself here. Yeah, you walk through, you eat the burgers, the sausage is chasing you, the egg is chasing you. You just walk through, and you eat the burger, and you eat the burger, and you make the burger, and you make the burger. Dude, for like before Nintendo was a thing, my uncle had a television, right? Which is like the older thing. It had like little remote controls you would play with, right? We'd always play that. Burger Time was like the game we always played. All right, market's starting to try to move. QQQ is trying to have some like. QQQ is giving us some better love than S&P. QQQ is the stronger of the two. This trade every single time is what we usually like to do. You know, it's here to there is the really short setup. Passing through bull zone, only if you support bull zone do I trade all the way through the illiquidity pocket. Remember, DD is greater than half. So I always trade bull zone bottom support. This is our normal BSU bottom bull zone roll. Here to there is always a trade as well. Needed to push through and support. I will hold to there. Close my runner and we tap 500 on QQQ if I was trading QQQ. But you know, here, like I said, it is not going to pick up a lot of momentum just yet. It's a struggle. These kind of trade setups are usually a struggle. Res less than 0 is bad. This is resistance from here. Like I said, it's trying to move. But the stocks are selling pretty hard today. We need the red line supporting with this. So, again, this is one of my favorite setups. And I'm waiting for it to give me some love. And we'll see. I don't like that it's falling again. But remember, I take that trade every single time that I can. If it squeezes me, I'll be sad. This is not a good indicator here. I'm losing some steam. Should I just trim it and be a wuss or what? The resilience is not giving us some love, so we have resistance up in here. Okay. We have DD float trade again right here. One more single time. This is the next entry point. This is kind of the part where it gets a little hard. There's another entry point here. There's also another entry point here. Sorry, here. Lots of setups today. A lot of scalping type setups. I'm not afraid this market's going to crash. Things are looking pretty solid. This thing wants a bull zone. So whether it's this bull zone or this bull zone, the DD ratio greater than half is telling you it wants a bull zone. So we're either going there or we're going there. It's going to pick a direction pretty quick. Again, hopefully, quote unquote, Matt's favorite trade. One of Matt's favorite trades takes off. Bread and butter trade. I'm kind of hungry this morning. That's kind of what's some bread and butter. Got your 40 points on NASDAQ, passing revals. Baby, let's go. As excited as I was the last 10 minutes, right now my excitement is a little blah. Stocks got a second boost to the downside right here. This number being less than 0 is kind of a bad juju for our trade here. Remember, it wants a bull zone, whether it's this one or this one. It's going to pick. This is an illiquidity pocket, though, which is really bad. Losing this can fall very quickly to there, which is why I'm kind of sad if it doesn't move. IPs are bad. Now let's go ahead and trim this until we get back to the spot. Bull zone, I'm back in. Or DD, I'm back in if it holds. Oh, I didn't trim all of it. Oops. It picked the wrong bull zone. All right, so today, if it falls below here, I'll just be out. Like close all of it, but no. Just wait. Hang on, hang on, hang on. This is usually a good setup. Go back in. No short sit out right here. Don't want that float. Come on. Oh, here we go. Back on the table. Back in. Quickie little sweep there. Back to my original position size. Market playing games with me today. Come on. Come on. All right, take this to here. I said this res is not our favorite today, but here to here is the setup. I want to get this supporting again. This is nice to support again, but man, if it starts losing, not bad, not good. All right, so here to there, that's the trade. If we break through and hit that and support right there, the trade goes from here to here on D ratio greater than half. That's the justification there. It's a trade we're looking for. We take this trade every single time. EST. Every single time we take that trade. This is a bounce from here to here. This is a bounce from here to here. Bounce through there to there. And if TD is greater than half, we hold all the way through to there. This isn't a trade in 2 steps. This is a 1. In case it dips down. It's a 1A. 1B, I guess. This is trade 2 over here. 2 setups. Losing this, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out down here. It's a tough one. I cut my risk, got my risk back on the table, got out, got in. Let's see what it does from here. How do I feel confident? Do I feel confident? I don't not feel confident. But we'll see. We'll see how this works. That's the problem. Res is resistance, so inside of here, I don't... Oh, I forgot to draw that part. I don't expect it. We're going to need to get... Right here is really strong resistance, right? Give me resistance. So number 2 is going to be really hard to do. Like this line less than 0. 2 is going to be really hard to do. Yeah. Ah, boy. I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't hate this setup. I already failed hit DD ban once, supporting inside of here. Looks pretty good. Pretty decent. All right, let me trim this stack down to 3. I'm not feeling it right now. This is not giving me any love today. My normal position size is 3. I'm not uber confident on this, but I'll hang through if it keeps going. So resilience is a gap fill predictor, and it's an aggregate of what the stocks are doing. This white line to this white line to this white line right here. You see this box right here? It's very simple. This white line is below 0. It's this way. Greater than 0, it's this way. These are the rules, and res is right here. Well, that's supposed to be. It's gap fill predictor. So right now, it's less than 0. So 58650, which is about 13 points higher from here. So right at about 59 on the dot is about where we're gonna find resistance on S&P futures. So NQ res is too good. Yeah, I mean NQ res is really good today. S&P is not. So S&P is like the problem. So normally from this gray to that gray is always a scalp. I always take this trade. We break through and support there. Then I always take this trade through there to there. I take bull zone, bear zone, bull zone straight to the top every time. Well, this is looking pretty good. Let's pop it. This is just making me sad today. Laying it on. Yeah, I know. It looks like it looks like it wants to go down, but Nasdaq is still pretty strong, and I think that inside of here, this is not a bear setup. These are bull setups with choppiness. As long as this green line is held, this is good. The green line support is what we want to see. This is the strong one. This is one of the strongest indicators we have. When this ratio is greater than half, this green line is rock solid support right here. That's one of our best trade setups that we do have. And then all through here, it's just clean. If it does move, it's not going to have a hard time moving from here to there if it does pick up steam. If we go from here to there, it's likely to keep going. That's why I'm still hanging on to it. But at the tippy top, I'm probably out at resistance right here. Right there. Yeah, no. Probably going to go down. Nah, it's not going to go down. I'll teach you. If you've seen our stuff, I mean, it might go down, but the odds are against it selling off today. Again, I could be wrong, but we'll just see. All right, it's monthly maps coming through. Where are the maps today? It likely can come down, but I think higher for lower if it does. If it does go down. Thing is, you can see that it's trying to move on these supports. It's just getting a lot of power to go against it. You guys can all see, even with the setup here, it's trying to do what I'm drawing. This is the flow of the market trying to do what I'm drawing. It's just a bad day all around. Woke up to this, I was like completely like bummed out. Waking up to DD band breaks is never your favorite thing. Market's a little crazy at that point. So we've got resistance here, but this is basically telling you what happened. This is a stock thing. So basically what this indicator at the bottom does is a gap fill predictor on the S&P. It's predicting if the S&P is going to fill its gap or not. We have gap down. Do we fill our gap or do we hit the middle and turn around? This being below 0 means we likely hit the middle and turn around. Not the best sign. Nasdaq's, however, is positive. Nasdaq wants to go to there. Nasdaq wants to push through and fill its gap. QQQ is the stronger of the two today. Now, when you have to bet between the two of them, you always bet with the S&P. The S&P is kind of like the granddaddy of them all. So just because Nasdaq is good doesn't mean the S&P should be good. You gotta be careful on those choices. The S&P kind of just does its own thing. So if you guys were watching stream, I'm the guy that draws on the chart. I usually get it right. Trade with an 80% win rate. You guys have seen my historic stats. I post them on my Twitter account. Probably the only trading educator that does that. Broker statements, historic. Here's my October's month. Maybe like did a trading competition. Got first place. Like 300 people. What? Something competing in that thing? 300 people. Draw it on my chart. Teach you guys these setups. This particular setup, under ideal conditions, has a 90% chance trade 1A is a 90% probability trade. 90%. 90%. Uh, 1A happens 90% of the time. The DD ratio is greater than half, and all these indicators are in confluence. Which they are in confluence today. The student 5 minutes ago? Yeah, let me show you what we got. We have about 6,000 paid members. We're like probably the largest paid futures community there is. We've been around since 2016. I'm here. Check this out. Doing like a Black Friday thing. Half price. Oh, here's the thing. Half price. We need to do the drawing for the free lifetimes. I've been so busy with dog and house stuff. I meant to set it up last night. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I forgot to do it. We're going to do the drawing today, though. If you sign up for the monthly, this link right there, for the first month, you enter a drawing for 2 free lifetime accounts. That is $4,000 bucks. Full platform, full access, full training, full tools. and lifetime access to all the new stuff. This has been an interesting set. Like I said, it wants to do this, but we're getting a lot of pressure against it. It's not liking this setup. You see how it's trying to do it, and it's having a hard time doing it. That indicator down here is an aggregate of the stocks. It's basically a gap fill predictor. If the stocks are on the bottom side of their boxes, which is this bottom side of the S&P's box, it's likely to stay in the bottom of its own box as well. If this number goes above 0, then the S&P moves straight to there. So this is like the breaking point of here. So today's long setup, I'm likely going to close everything right here, give or take. Get nice little pops in here. I'll close out if we don't get some love on that indicator right there. Everyone blow on the monitor, please. Yeah, like an old Nintendo game. Get it going. Get it going. If I know technical analysis, GameStop's about to go parabolic. Oh, is GameStop hot again? GameStop the new thing? Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. Let me see what our maps say on GameStop. GameStop's got itself a Bear Bull Big Mac sandwich too. This through there is a pretty decent sizable trade. Let's see if I can get a monthly map on GameStop. Why are we not getting monthly maps on the indices today? That's kind of confusing me. GameStop is very bullish on the monthly map. You aren't kidding. Both of these sloping down is a short squeeze mechanic. You may be onto something there. Johnny? Oh, Johnny boy, I'm into it, man. I'm loving. Oh, here's the monthly map. Okay. So QQQ, bull liquidation, bear shorting. This is very, very bad for the indices. The indices is not looking good. I don't think this recovers this week. And we have QQQ, bear side pressure showing resistances at the top. Top of bear zone we know is resistance, right? So 516, 515, 514. And this goes all the way through December, the end of December. The end of this year, QQQ is showing resisting. This is a topping pattern that we just saw manifest a couple weeks ago. So monthly map is not lying when it's showing you positional data. This is looking at market maker options positions in the indices and making predictions in futures. Our whole strategy is based on doing that. All right, so not so good. Not so good today, you guys. Probably planning, if this doesn't get any love, I'm likely going to exit my trade right there. It gives me about 15 points with a 10-point loss, 1.5 to 1 trade. Should be pretty good. That's your love, GME. I love GameStop. There's something magical as a kid going to GameStop, waiting in line at midnight to get the new release of whatever that you pre-ordered. Like when Halo 3 came out, pre-ordered that. I was actually competing in MLG back in the day. I was a competitive MLG Halo player, by the way. So me and my buddies from Houston, they were all competitive players also. Some of them were pros. We all, waited in line at GameStop together the night before Halo 3 was coming out. And you get the Champion Edition with the Master Chief helmet that you take off and it holds all 3 of your Halo games. 1, 2, and 3 together. You guys remember those days? Oh, those days. Oh, 2006. You were one of my favorite years. Sitting outside of GameStop. Bunch of sweaty kids. Waiting for that to come out. So we go home and tell me if you bought, what was it? Not Uncharted. There was some game that you could buy and play the Halo 3 beta when it first came out. The whole reason to own Xbox 360. I am just perplexed. What is going on with my spy candles? Where are we at? This market's just it's finding a topping pattern. So this is like post-election selling. You know, the market was a little enthusiastic during the election. Your Xbox 360 is sitting next to you right now. All right, how many times did people in this chat have to send their Xbox 360 in to get repaired? The red ring of death. Did you happen to roll the dice unluckily for RROD? So by the way, if you guys on YouTube hear me talking to invisible people, you're like, who the heck is this guy talking to? We have a Zoom call right now with about 170 people in it. And we have you fine folks, 112 of y'all on YouTube. So there's about 280 people watching the stream. Our Zoom call, something you can join as being part of the membership package. It's real time. There's no delay on it. All right, Spy, what the heck are you doing? Where's my candles? It is just not getting some love today at these levels. Resilience is doing slightly better, but man, I'm telling you. All right, let me not change the chart. I'm going to leave it right here. All right, everybody say a prayer for the trade. Had to learn to fix it yourself? Well, you fixed your own red ring of death. What was it caused by overheating, right? 3 times. You don't have an Xbox. You did the towel trick? Oh, yeah. Very nice. It's just been on a 5-minute chart, whatever. Dude, mine was unlucky. I had to send in like 3 times. I had the worst experience with 360. Come on, Spy baby. Let's go. Let's go. A DD ratio greater than half. So who was talking about the 4-hour chart? Let me explain something to you about on that. You might not be incorrect on that. Our system is looking at options positions. We call it positional risk analysis. So we're looking where market maker positions are distributed and trading alongside them. If you look off to the side of my chart here, let me show you something really cool. These maps show you how the flow is positioned and balanced. So right now, the flow is balanced in the middle between these gray boxes, just like it shows right here. So we're betting that it goes from this side to this side of the box, because when this ratio, well, actually, I always bet that it goes from this side of the box to that side of the box. When this ratio is greater than 0.5, it means that the market is weighted bullish. This is the sum of the market cap. And it's a ratio of the bull market cap over the bull and bear market cap. So basically, if the majority of the market cap, so greater than half, is bullish, which it very much is, S&P is looking for a bull zone. Right. I don't know what's going on with my candles today. They keep stopping. But so today, a bunch of our rules are lining up. When this ratio is greater than half, this green line wants to support. Anytime you support at the bottom of a gray box, I always long to a dark gray box. Every time. I take this trade every single time. Okay. But the problem is that the stocks themselves are not picking up any momentum. The problem is that the trade I want is not getting a lot of love, because this one indicator right here is predicting that this is resistance as well. So the S&P is trying to move. It's going to have a hard time moving, and that's why it keeps dropping out every time I want to take the trade. To jump back in on, it's trying to sell off. This last indicator is showing that we have resistance right here at this level. So, problematic today. Not a fun day. Yeah. What's up? What's up? I know, right? The resilience negative, still 88% chance close inside the D band. Yeah, Cedric, it is. Because resilience has nothing. So the way our indicators work, and I try to dispel people that are trained in technical analysis, our indicators are completely independent exploits. They're not indicators. Now look at price, they're exploits. They're exploiting some kind of mechanical thing. This is exploiting the idea that the stocks are in bull zone. So if the S&P is in a bear zone, it's going to look for a bull zone to match. This is exploiting the desire for the S&P to track the stocks in the underlying index. Completely independent from other things. This has to do with futures tracking the index as well. And again, if the sum of the stocks market cap is also bullish, then futures are going to have a very hard time breaking bullish structure down here. So this green line acts independently than these boxes. This white line down here acts independently from all of them as well. This is a gap fill aggregate. This is where the S&P closed at yesterday. This is where it opened at today. Inside of the box, there's high volume pivots on both sides and the middle. When you are inside the box, resilience only cares about the box itself. What's going on. It doesn't care about anything else. So right now, the problem today is that you have another mechanic. So they're all different mechanics that are going on. This green line, again, is futures tracking the index. This green number in these boxes have to do with the ETF tracking the index. And so this has to do with the ETF tracking the index and then desiring to fill its own gap. If something gaps down inside of just this box, this line is predicting the action inside of this box. The S&P being negative means that the majority of the stocks have gapped down and are now sitting in the bottom half of their box. So because of that, the S&P has no desire to move to the top half of its box. So regardless of resilience being negative or positive, it has no overlap with this DD indicator. They're separate things. That's why we treat them separately. Does that make sense, Cedric? So they all independently act, which is why I can piece them together to create an overall trade plan. So I'll put the probabilities. So if you guys never seen our stuff before, here are the odds of some of these trades. They're actually probabilities. All right. 88% of days. Actually, let me draw over here. Ready? 88% of days will close above this green line under all conditions. 88% of days will close here. 8% of days will close here. Well, 4% close outside of the band. So 88 plus 4 equals 92%. Then actually 92% then we close above this bottom green line. So 4% upper band, 8% lower band, 80% in the middle. This is an 88% of days will bounce off of there. Enhance that number is greater than half. Simple as that. Number 2, 90%. This trade works. And this ratio is greater than half. This is open and close, not 88% bounce. This is 88% of days close inside that band. 90% of bear zone bounces in a liquidity pocket will go all the way to the bull zone under all conditions. Pretty cool, right? We open in a bear zone. We're likely to close in a bear zone. So chances are we're either closing here today or we're closing here today. I'm predicting today's close is either here, the upper half of that IP, or here. Which means we're not going to pick up a lot of steam and rally. It'd be rare to go to bull zone and keep going. Let me close all this out so you get some more stuff. The reason it's not picking up a lot of steam to rally is because of the mechanic of this one. This has pressure pushing this way. This has pressure pushing this way and pressure pushing this way. So you have push and push. The middle of these two is where we are right now. You see it? You learn all of this inside of our courses. We love to see you guys try to come take them, see what it is we do. Can you create a butterfly in SPX? The cash is big on that. You can. You absolutely can. A lot of our traders are options traders. They utilize our strong percentages of bull zones to they'll butterflies. They'll sell vertical spreads, things like that. So like today, selling a call credit spread. You bet that we just don't break bullish is a very popular trade amongst our traders. It'd be the rarest of the rare to open in a bear zone and close in a bull zone, right? So traders utilize that particular understanding and these probabilities to go with it. Now, again, this is all back tested. And this actually, if you take our courses, let me give you the link again. We actually do the back test live on the courses. We count the candles. We do all the probabilities. So here's the thing. I want you guys to do one more thing. If you do our monthly, and I always tell people this, right? Sign up for our monthly. Within 3 days, you can ask for full refund. We have 6,000 subscribed paying customers. The majority of which are lifetime. As almost everybody decides that's probably, you know, cheaper than monthlies. You just passed your ETF 100K static. Darshan, there you go, man. Congrats. So we have a bunch of contests going for Black Friday. So number one, sign up for that thing. The deadline was yesterday, but now the deadline's today because I'm going to have to run the contest tomorrow because I forgot to set it up yesterday. Sign up for the monthly. You're into a drawing giveaway. 2 free lifetime memberships is $4,000 each. Number two, for every $250 you spend with Elite Trader Funding using our link, having a 90% off sale right now. Every $250 you spend, you enter into a drawing. We're going to give away lifetime memberships, gaming computers, monitors, fun, big prizes, like thousands of dollars of prizes. So every time you buy $250, your name goes into a hat. And then we start drawing names every month. Your name will stay there until you win something. That's the best part. So you're pretty much guaranteed to profit off of that, probably, at some point. It's like the claw machine that you pay for that gets the candy. But you get to play until you win candy, like the one they used to have at CC's Pizza, right, for the kids. That way you're never disappointed. You always win something. Every time we touch, I get this feeling. I know! The bear zone, man. I get that love there. I'm loving it. So the problem right now is that there's very strong bull pressure from here. Very, very strong from here. There's very weak momentum on here. As it wants to go, I take this trade every single time in the course. I pound my fist. I go every single time. I take this trade every single time. One of my favorite setups. So end of the day, we're probably closing here or here. It's more likely that we cycle around and play like this, but we'll see. Everyone remembers the CC's Pizza Claw game? That way your 5-year-old isn't crying and wasting your money. Once they get a piece of candy for the quarter, you know, it's good. All right, so these are actual probabilities of these particular flow paths. And when you take our courses, like I said, I promise you, the first... I even uploaded one of the courses on YouTube yesterday, and I want you guys to go watch it. As a matter of fact, go watch it today if you're on the fence. They're actual customers and the thing they bought right here. You can read people say, best deal on the internet, different than anything you've ever seen before. That takes time to explain things to Q&A. Can't recommend this enough. Absolutely nothing like this. Immediate value. Gain insight into the future. Liquidity maps. Blah, blah, blah. Just reading all this. People truly revolutionary. Now, this is not paid. This is not paid testimonial at all. These people leave honest reviews on their experience. Edge in the market. The few trading products worth paying for. Been with us for 3 years, unlike any other, etc., etc., etc. Just keep reading. Keep reading. Keep reading. Keep reading. Keep reading. Okay. Change my trading for the better. We can't promise you it'll do the same for you. Obviously, very honest here. We're kind of the honest teachers out there. Like, guys, look, I crush it as a trader. I fucking crush it. I live the dream life that most people wish they had. Trading, the other business things I have. Trading is my favorite thing I do. But we still don't promise you that, oh, it's going to be you too. Like, I'm not like, hey guys, check out my Lambo. You want to be like me? Sign up for $50 a month. I'll show you the tricks. We really created a trading platform. We believed in what we made so much. We built a trading platform around it. So that's kind of what we did. And we basically support the business of building a platform. We want to compete with Thinkorswim, the big dogs. Like, you know, we're looking for that big dog status in this industry. So as we're continuing to develop the platform, when you guys, you know, subscribe and join the community and get the platform, we continue to fund development. We have a 20 employee staff at this company, trying to grow what it is we're doing, and we live every single day. I'm live at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then we're live again at 3 o'clock for members only. We do a training session every day. So our courses, there's 20 courses. It's called 20 Days Profitability Mindset. We'll teach you in 20 days everything we know. Go through course 1 through 20, then we start over and go through them again. Every day we redo one of the courses. And after 2 or 3 cycles, I mean, you're an expert at what it is we do. Is Elite Trader funding legit? I will testify they're legit. Not only have I gone through the eval and funded stages and sim to funded, I'm actually a live funded trader with them. So I'm at the upper echelon of ETF where they have promoted me to live elite, where they've given me real money to trade with. So they're absolutely legit. So I'm a funded trader with them. So not only are they paying me sim payouts, but they promoted me. They're like, you're pretty good. Here's some real money to trade with. Trade with our real money. So they roll all my they roll all my payouts into the live account. There we go. There's the move. Let's pop it. Let's go. And we hold it. Let's see if it bounces. The res is still less than 0. Maybe I can just trim and leave a runner. Leave that runner in the bull zone, support all the bear zone. We will close because resilience is less than 0. It is trying to break above 0. God, I love this. I love this fucking trade setup. Oh my God. 90%. No. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time. Hold a runner. Remember, resilience less than 0. This is the point I should trim because there's likely to be pullback, but we're in an illiquidity pocket. Bull zone bounce to bear zone is what I want to see. I'll likely hold a runner, but it's going to trim everything out, trim everything out, trim everything out. Closing it all, closing it all, closing it all, pocketing this, pocketing that. We're done. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Hold on. You remember yesterday's class. Bull zone support from here is a small trade to there. I'm fully out because resilience is less than 0. Fully out. Fully out. There we go. That's today. $6,000. Okay, there it is. I'm going to tap on the runner in bull zone. Resilience is positive. Put the runner on the table. Just one. Just one. From here, the R&R is 20 points It's a 2-to-1 trade. I'm only tapping it with one. Only with one because of bull zone tap. We talked about this earlier. I will lose 10 points on this, which would be $500 of that 35 that I wrote, which is about 1/7. Which is 1 divided by 7. 1.4285714. Repeats. 1.42857 repeating. 14.2% of my profit on risk on the table. Well, sometimes. I know something funny. 1.42857 repeating. People laugh at my mental math skills, but you might forget that I was a mental math champion, baby. Back to back to back in high school, in junior high. In middle school, they lied and said I was a year older so I can compete. But I was a state mental math competing champion when I was a kid. I was a big fucking nerd. I calculate fractions of numbers pretty rapidly in my head, so that helps with trading, but trust me, it's not required. So there's the bull zone bounce trading from here to here, and we know bear zone, bull zone sandwich. We trade it all the way to there. For S is greater than 0, which it is. The polarity is shifted on this trade. That is support going through all the way to close the gap, and I am loving that I put the runner back on the table. Hey, Al, what's up? You were new here. All the videos on the 20 Days of Master are a must, right? Yeah, the videos are by far what you need to catch up on. So, like, if you come to the class today, we're on day 19 of 20. So we go from days 1 through 20, and then we start over. We're on the next cycle, so we're on day like 19 right now. You will jump into today's class at 3 o'clock and maybe be a little lost because it's the end of the classes. But the videos are there for you to watch from the start. And then on Thursday, we start over. So you guys sign up. Actually sign up now because on Thursday, we start over from class 1. Let me teach you some stuff on class 1. I remember the constant E from the top of my mind. 2.71 or 1. 2.71 something. Isn't it 2.71? Euler's number? Yeah, 2.71. That is. I was right. Again, when you get old, you start to forget this stuff. But yeah, 2.71. I don't remember the other numbers after it, but yeah. Euler's number? Yeah. Somebody asked me if I remember that. You remember the... Oh, yeah. Teach me a trick. 2.72 times Tolstoy, your birthday, and angles of triangle for... What is this trick? This doesn't seem like a trick. It seems like torture. What the hell, bro? How am I going to remember Tolstoy's birthday? Oh, my God. Are hilarious. The quadratic equation. Oh, God. Is it negative v plus or minus square root of 2ac over 2a? Is that the one? God, is... Oh, the quadratic equation. What was I thinking of? I was thinking of... No, that's the wrong equation. Quadratic. X squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Oh, that's the quadratic equation. Dude, it's been forever. No, I did the wrong equation. What was that one? That was the angle equation. I was doing... No, I am right. I am right. That is right. That is solving that. Yeah. Yeah. Quadratic. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2. Okay, I got the middle part wrong. That's a long... That is so long ago. So you get old, you forget these things. That is a quadratic. Negative b plus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. There it is. That was the one. Completing the square of the ax squared plus bx plus c equation. Yep, equals 0. Ugh. I was much smarter in my 20s for sure. How about speed of gravity? 9.81 meters per second squared. We all were. Yeah, Brian, we're kind of like morons now that we're old. By the way, happy birthday, Brian. Everybody tell Brian happy birthday. It was his birthday yesterday. I was at Home Depot buying a toolbox, and we totally barged in on his family dinner and made him FaceTime us. He's probably sitting there eating dinner with his wife, and he's like, why is there a hot Asian girl FaceTiming me right now? Because I didn't have my phone with me. But Perla hasn't met iDoc yet. So Brian picks up the phone and we're like, what's up, dude? So just holding a runner from bull zone, bear zone, bull zone move. We call it the bear zone Big Mac. Not really, but we called it yesterday in the class. Here to there. Remember, because this is a cascade and an every single time trade. This is where we came from in the classes yesterday. Every single time, like the trade I took from here, I take it every single time as well. And I always get the runner from there to there. Every single time. And I close out fully when I'm at the top. I just put one contract on to put another 500 bucks in my pocket. We'll take it up another 7 points. So that'll be 350, 850 total on the trade. You get random LinkedIn invites from Asian chicks all the time. So happy birthday, brother. Brian's been a friend for a very long time. He just turned 82, so you know. Send him some Pedialyte. In fact, it's 9:30, time to get off the stream. I'm trimming early, not that I need to, but I am going to trim early. Everybody, let's go to YouTube. Oh, no. Usually we do, so come here. Everybody go to YouTube real quick. Let's hang out. Go here. We only stream on Zoom for about an hour, then we move over to YouTube. Never forget the quadratic equation. Your old math teacher used to sing it to the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel. Negative b. I can't even try to do it if I tried. All right, everybody, come. Everybody, head over. We're gonna close out the Zoom in 2 seconds. Come on over to YouTube. There are, you know, I need to really. This is another thing. Is that what auction is today? 30-year. That's correct. Yeah, this is what I'm waiting for because I'm trying to lock in a mortgage rate. So, you know, obviously we want to see how those mortgage bonds are pricing out. So this is very important to me today. I've got 2 weeks to lock in a rate. Now I know I'm only like betting on about an eighth of a point up or down, probably how much the mortgage rate's going to fluctuate. But, you know, an eighth of a point's like $100 in your payment. $1 million house, and you can't really argue with that. All right, guys, head over to YouTube. We'll see y'all in just a second. Everyone go over there. We'll still be live for the next hour and a half on YouTube, so hop on over, friends. Zoom gets to stay in early with no 1 minute delay. Let me turn the delay off really quick. I'm gonna tell you, man. I come in here. I talked to the mortgage broker yesterday. She's so sweet, but you know, a lot of these folks aren't to the caliber of quickness of data like I am. So I get very like overwhelming in conversations about data. I think this poor girl was very much like trying her hardest. You know, they're used to talking to like regular folks who just, you know, she said basically she goes, yeah, so, you know, mortgage rates might go up. And I was like, well, what makes you think that? I believe they're going to come down. Not immediately, but over time she's like, well, you know, if the Fed does or doesn't cut rates, which they're probably not going to do until next year, and I was like, oh man, they say this stuff. It's like they get surface level data, and they tell this to average folks. They probably go, oh, okay, the Fed, all right, yep, that makes perfect sense. I was like, you know, Fed Fund Futures is pricing in like 90% plus chance of 25 basis point cuts by December, right? And I felt so bad for this girl. IDOC is telling me I destroyed her because I'm quick. And IDOC was sitting next to me saying, like, whispering in my ear, Matt, be nice. And I was like, I am being nice. I don't sense that I'm not being nice. I mean, I'm not being unnice. I'm just being overpowering, I think is what the word is. I just basically steamroll people sometimes when it comes to data. I thought I was being really nice. And I thanked her for her time, by the way. I chew on numbers so quickly. That's the thing. I was like, so wait, what makes you think that the Fed is going to not cut rates? And so basically, like, what it was she was just, they get surface level data that they regurgitate to people. They really don't have, I guess, an understanding of the data they're looking at. So, well, we're looking at the employment data. And I was like, so what are the mortgage rates sensitive to, if you don't mind explaining to me? Because I definitely want to learn. Like, well, you know, it's loosely connected to the federal funds rate and loosely connected, or we look at the employment rate. It's all about the banks and their risk. And I was like, I understand. So, but you said you think the rates are going to go up, and you're calling us every day trying to ask us to lock it in. She's the broker. So, you know, she's trying to get us the best deal. But it's like, I didn't believe that it was an urgency to lock in a rate today. She's like, the rates might go up. If the Fed doesn't cut rates, then the rates are going to go up. And I was like, I was challenging her because she's trying to ask me to rush to lock it in now. And I feel like in the next 2 weeks, we might come down to eighth of a point. So, you know, I'm intense because I'm so good. I can be overpowering in conversations about numbers. I actually met my match this weekend, though. We went and hung out with some friends. We got really high and went to Meow Wolf. Like, I'm talking like really high. It was so much fun. And then afterwards, we sat around at my buddy's house talking about like the dynamics of the world's economy and where we think the market's going. This is what my friends and I do. They're very smart. And this one guy, I think I met my match. He was talking faster than I was. And I was like, I like this guy. He's cool. My new bro. We're talking about, he was like, you know, he's like, I'm very concerned about, you know, the state of, we're talking about the state of the market and how some stocks are entering a bubble and how certain things are entering a bubble. And we're going to explain that, like, the dynamics, how market bubbles inflate and pop while high, which is kind of fun. He was super quick. We had a really good time chatting about stuff, but this is kind of like what we saw. We all get in professor mode and we sit down and, like, you know, like you think about like in the 1800s, like a bunch of old guys in top hats and tuxedos and curly mustaches and drinking. Oh, agree, bully. You know, like we're kind of like that, but the modern version of that. Instead of like you're sitting there with a bong and I concur, man. I concur, bro. Actually, I do gummies. I don't smoke, but I think I don't smoke because smoking is unhealthy. I don't smoke anything, but smoking is bad. Notre Dame catch, yeah, I think so. But a lot of my friends are very concerned. They're actually very wealthy investors, and they do very well in life, and they're concerned about the state of the market. And I propose the theory that the stock market is hitting, you know, a top at the moment, and it's probably gonna be topping out between now and December. But I was in the boat that at S&P 3000, I said we're going to 6,000 in 3 years, which we did. And then now I'm saying we're going to 10,000 in the next 4 years, so which we will probably go. I don't do much of the hard stuff, but I'm known to partake in a little THC to mellow out. I don't consider anything that grows in the ground a drug, though. I do get my eggs. I actually don't even take the medicine doctors try to give me when I'm sick. Like, I guess to fight to get me to take medicine. Got a headache. I'm like, I'm gonna rough through it. I don't want to take synthetic garbage. You get the eggs while they're hot. Okay, I'll be right back. Hold on. Get them while they're hot. Ooh. So every day, like I get the breakfast, which is really good. This is just eggs and toast, which is nice. Automatically like me more and more. Thank you. Like I said, if it's natural, it's good for you. If it's natural and it changes your brain chemistry, permanently not good for you. If it's natural and goes in your body and out your body with no really long-term effects, then it's probably not bad for you. I mean, half of Silicon Valley was built on the backbone of LSD, so you know, Elon Musk goes and microdoses acid at fucking Coachella and comes back and creates rockets to go to the moon. I mean, that's kind of what happens out there. Steve Jobs did not invent all of his great inventions while sober. He was a very strong proponent of psychedelics. One may argue that there's certain synthetics bad for you. And some people, we actually had that conversation as well on Saturday. Have I done any COVID vaccine? I have not done the COVID vaccine. I outright refuse to get the COVID vaccine because I got COVID as like in March or whatever of 2020. I was one of the first people that anyone ever knew to get COVID. And I was actually streaming it live. So the only reason I didn't get the vaccine is I already got COVID. So my body created its own vaccine. It was unnecessary to take the risk at that point. As a trader, I make risk-based decisions. And I didn't go out there and preach to people, don't take the vaccine. It's their business to choose that decision on their own, what was important. But it was, you know, there's obviously risk associated with it. It was a rushed product, and I know how the drug industry works. I don't trust anything that's not fully tested and rushed. And vaccines basically create antibodies in your system that predict or that prevent a strain from growing. And I already got that strain, so my body had already created its own vaccine for that strain. Then a year later, when the vaccine came out, it made no sense to take the risk for the same effect, right? And I had like COVID beta, or like the very first COVID that came, like the first one, the nasty one. And I've got COVID three times ever since, and still no vaccine. So with synthetics, you get John McAfee. He was a cool guy when you boil it down. He was a very smart dude. I was a big fan of him. His antics were, he's a weird guy, but he was pretty cool. The FedEx update. Oh, she came yesterday. And I opened the door. She's like, sign for this. Like when she walked up, I opened the door. She rang the doorbell. I opened the door. But each time I got COVID, it was, well, let me talk about the COVID story and then finish the other story. It was less intense each time, which is traditionally what happens with viruses. Viruses naturally evolve and mutate to be more symbiotic with their host, because viruses don't want to kill their host because then they kill themselves. So in the history of flus, viruses have become less severe each iteration as they mutate to become more symbiotic with the body. So if I survive the first one, the chances are very high I'm in this 5th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 10th one. No, I took the note down because I felt bad after talking about it. But she was kind of a dick. She answered the door. She goes, sign for this. And I was like, ma'am, do you mind? Can I ask you a favor? If you don't mind, you came on Friday and you just put the note on the door and you didn't ring the doorbell. She goes like, what do you mean? I rang your doorbell. You weren't home. And I was like, well, no, ma'am. I have a camera that shows when you walk up. I can show you the video. You just walked up and put the note up. I don't want to see no video. I was like, well, just in the future, we're home in the daytime, so please ring the doorbell. I ring your doorbell. Don't fucking say I didn't. And she was getting mouthy to me, and I was like, damn, I should have left that note up. Felt bad. She was a mean person. I took the note down. I was like, you know what? I don't want to make someone have a bad day. They probably have bad days a lot. She wasn't having it. You know. Steve Jobs had an arguably treatable cancer, but didn't treat it. Yeah, he thought his all fruit diet would cure his cancer. He kind of was kooky when it came to that. He also ate. He also didn't wear deodorant. So what's his name? Bushnell, the Atari guy. When he worked at Atari, they made him sit in the back, and they built a portable building in the back. They made him sit back there and do his work because he was so bad. He smelled so bad, nobody can stand him. That was Steve Jobs. He used to work for Atari. You guys know the Breakout game, right? He made Breakout. The little thing goes back and forth and it bounces the balls like that. Not confront her next time. Well, no, I didn't confront her. I asked her, I was like, can you please knock on the door because we're home? I didn't say, you didn't knock on the door. What's wrong with you? I was like really nice. Like, feel free to knock on the door. We're here. I did knock on your door. You weren't here. It's like, well, you didn't. I've got the video. Whatever. How dare I ask her to do me a favor? I was even going to go Brian's route when Brian was like, you know, I offer to give a tip. You know, so they come back. I was like, I'll give her. I was like, look, I'll give you a little Christmas bonus or something. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I'll be nice. I'm not caring because we're moving. I know. Yeah, that's right. I'm like, well, I'm gonna hedge my bets. I'm gonna tell her the truth. What's she gonna do? Steal a package from us in the next 2 weeks while we're still at this house, or 1 month, I guess. I did. I asked for a favor. I was like, do you mind knocking on the door? I knocked on your door. What are you talking about? Like, I think she was just, like, seeing my face made her unhappy. Okay, so here's that runner trade that I was talking about taking. I didn't hold the whole thing, by the way. But everybody know we had a class on this yesterday. We call it the, there's a lot of techniques that come up, and I made some cheat sheets. I'll show you really quick and kind of incentivize you guys to take the classes. This is what we talked about yesterday. Bear zone sandwich. We made up a name for it. But bull zone, bear zone, bull zone is a new trade setup you guys may have never known. Always, always, always from bull zone to bull zone, spanning through a bear zone like it's not even there. And I love when I teach the class on this and it immediately becomes the next thing we do. See that very, very next time, which is really nice. No, this is it. I wouldn't take any other trade from here. This is the end of the day. The day is over. I just closed right here instead of hold all the way up. But the day is over. This is a trading day. Very successful trading day at that. Over. Majority of days will close in the same zone they opened in. So this is looking for either there or there. Remember I talked about this. Careful. Yeah. Day is over. Touch nothing else from here. I'm touching nothing else from here. Nothing, 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 nothing. Are we on the same page? This is a really good trade. The moves we need to happen. Call it. People can't admit they messed up. She maybe changed her behavior for others. You did it right. I think that the fact that I said that and she immediately was defensive means that it's probably something a lot of people say to her. It'd be weird for you to be like, oh yeah, no problem. I'll do it next time. It was more like, no, I didn't. And so nobody's defensive like that unless they're guilty of something. And in their heart, they're guilty of something. Maybe they've been reprimanded for it from their boss or from other customers or from whatever, but it's not natural for someone to immediately be defensive about something like that. I'll just ask for a favor. Yeah, I didn't set up the lifetime drawing. I have to do it tomorrow because I have to go through and get everybody's emails and put into a hat and then do the drawing, which I didn't get a chance to do because we got busy doing house stuff yesterday and then I got carried away. I have to do it today. Yeah. But no, I did not get the COVID vaccine, and I actually got COVID on stream, which was kind of funny because when I first heard about the COVID thing, when the market was crashing and stuff, I was like, okay, every election year there's some kind of reason to create some kind of panic. That always happens. There's always an election year panic. I've been alive long enough to know that. The media invents something to panic the market, and both sides press it as an agenda. I was like, oh, this is this year's election panic. They're hyping up some strain of the flu as being the next thing that's going to kill us, just like everything else is the next thing that's going to kill us. Let's get everybody panicked for the election. Okay. I, like everyone else, in January 2022, hearing, 8 new cases of this thing called COVID in New York City, I was like, the media is blown out of proportion. I didn't think it was going to be a real deal. And then it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden, one of my buddies calls me. And he's like, he's really serious. He's like, I think I'm going to die because I hear people are dying from this thing. And I was like, you have it? He's like, yeah, I got it. I was in New York and I was traveling. And I think I got on an airplane. He's like, I feel really bad. I feel really scared. Like I'm not like drafting up my will because I feel like it's something that kills people. And like, I'm trying to see like where my assets go and my daughters and things like that. I was like, oh man, well, I'm really sorry to hear that. Like, I hope, how are you feeling? And he's like, yeah, it feels like I got the flu. I mean, it doesn't feel so bad, but I mean, they say it gets worse. I can't taste nothing. I can't smell nothing. It's like, oh shit, man, it really sucks. And then I was telling people on the street at the time in the trading community, right? Remember trading. Let's put all agendas aside. Nobody hate me for saying do or don't take the vaccine. This is not an agenda. This is a trading stream, right? We need to bet on everything. So everything in this world you fucking bet on in my life. So we're discussing things from a betting standpoint, probabilities. It's all that matters. It's not beliefs here, it's numbers. And so the idea was the 99% of the stream thought this was a hoax. Everyone that's a trader was like, this is just a nonsense. When it's not going to be a thing. And then it started becoming a thing, and everybody was like, is this really a thing? Do we bet on this? Is the market really crashing on this? And we got to say, okay, what's the probability that this is going to be a thing? Does anybody know anybody that has it? And no one in the stream knew anybody. Everyone's like, no. And I was like, well, I have a friend who called me and said they have it. And people were like doubting me. They're like, you sure? And I was like, no, I swear to God, this person wouldn't call me out of the blue. Tell me they think they're dying, because of this thing. And still nobody was really believing because it wasn't hitting home yet. It hadn't traveled west in the East Coast yet. And then about a month later, I got it. And I got it from somebody that got it who was a anesthesiologist who got it from the hospital. That person got sent home because they had it, tested positive, and then I got it. And at the time, there weren't even like, COVID tests you can buy at Walgreens. So then I got it like in April, something like that. It was like early March, April, May, somewhere in there, like early. And people still thought it was a hoax. And I was dead sick, and I had never gotten the flu before in my life too. And I was on the stream, and I was streaming every day. I was like, day number 10 of having COVID. Like, I can't taste things, I can't smell anything. I feel like I got hit by a truck. And people were like, holy shit, it's real. So for most people in this stream, I was their experience of the first person they knew that had COVID. And I was streaming it live, which was kind of like the thing. So I remember one day I was like, I had a giant, like 5-pound bag of Skittles, and I was trying to eat them. I couldn't taste any one of them. And I remember like one of my friends recommended these doTERRA cough drops, which are made with all like these essential oils. And there was this one that was like this cinnamon flavor, doTERRA. It was great. The bag of cough drops is like $20. It's like $1.50 a drop, but it's filled with like 20 different essential oils, and it's every essential oil that you can think of that's like pungent and spicy. It's like rosemary, eucalyptus, peppermint. It is like, and I couldn't taste the whole thing, but when I ate one when I was like no longer with COVID, it was the most strongest thing I ever put in my mouth. It was so strong. But I remember when I ate one, when I had COVID, I couldn't taste what it was. But for like a hot minute, I could smell my cologne again. I was like, oh my God, I can smell. I was so worried that I'd never be able to smell again. It was so bad I couldn't smell a single thing. And for a hot minute after those cough drops, I could smell my cologne. And then it would go away again. I was like, oh, these cough drops are magical. So apparently, like, the inflammation that would close up your, your nasal pores or whatever, it would the cinnamon oil and things in it have like anti-inflammatory properties. So like the inflammation went down for a little bit, and then it inflamed right back up when the effect went away. So if you guys ever have desire to get your taste and smell back, you ever get COVID or whatever, doTERRA cough drops because they're made with real essential oils. Mostly the cinnamon oil. What did it? Somebody said it was a thing and a hoax. I'm in that boat. It was a thing and a hoax. I agree. It was a real thing, just like the flu is a real thing. But it was a marketing ploy, I would say, more than anything. And there's still people to this day that disagree. They're like, no, it was a really big thing. And I was like, the numbers don't really lie. If it wasn't an election year, it wouldn't have been marketed the way that it was. It wouldn't have been a thing. If that had happened in 2021, it wouldn't have gotten any media coverage. No one would even know it was a thing. That's my theory. And again, it's all about the numbers. I'm not trying to play politics here. Had it not been election year, nobody would have known the word COVID. Yeah, and that's the thing. It did leave permanent changes in some people, but also the flu does that too. And COVID was slightly worse, I would say, because I never get the flu and I got COVID. So I would agree that it's worse than the flu. But the severity of the worstness is debatable. But modern medicine, there's a huge high survivability rate, you know. So that was like why. That's all I looked at. What's the survivability rate? So this is the top of the move right here. FYI, you guys. So I don't trade anything past here. So today's setup, just FYI, I trade this every single time. We break through on the bounce, and I trade it from here to here every single time, which I just saw me do today. Pop through here at half gap. I closed out. Bounced here, put on the runner, let it go to there and close out. This is a textbook trade. And the funny thing is, we taught this class for the first time yesterday. The day is over. Right? I'm super excited about today. This is a great trading day. What's the grand total today? $66, $67. The top one was the one I was trading on stream. I think COVID was intentional. Oh, now we're going to politics. I have to be agnostic on that. I have no way of knowing. If I was just to say anything, it would just be a theory. I have no way of knowing the intentions, so I have to remain agnostic to that question. Is it possible it was intentional? Absolutely possible. What would the purpose be? Political or monetary gain? Obviously, the two purposes for something like that. Or the third one would be you're just evil and want to just destroy the world like the Joker. I don't think that's the possibility, but monetary political gain, very possible. Is that the likely thing that happened? I honestly just think it was probably an accident. Who knows? Who knows? Who will ever know? How many contracts are you using? 4, I believe. But basically, the one thing about vaccines, especially flu vaccines, is because the virus mutates so rapidly. The vaccine takes there's some lag time for the vaccine is created, and it's only vaccinated against the strain at which started that project. And in the meantime, in that lag time, the virus is already mutated. So it's impossible to create a vaccine that will work on the current strain of flu. Now, I tell people if you're still debating and you haven't had COVID and you haven't taken the vaccine, you don't want the first strain of COVID. Remember, all the strains are still out there. That's the thing with viruses. The very first strain, the bad one, the one that people can't eat food anymore, can't taste and smell anything, is still out there. You can still get it if you don't have the vaccine for it. I'm one very small example of the case of I got it and I can taste and smell now. Can I taste and smell the same? Well, I always say that Totino's pizza rolls don't taste as good as they used to taste. Did the COVID fuck up my smell slightly? Who knows? But I remember it was dead, blank, eating sand, smelling nothing. And I was devastated because I thought it was going to be permanent. It was bad. I can say it wasn't bad. But each time I got it, was less and less severe as the new strains are less severe. So the vaccine would be pointless for me now. The risk is very low for me to get a more severe case, and the risk is very high for the vaccine to have abnormal effects on my body. Did fuck up your smell, but not your taste. Yeah. You have a weak smell or everything. I kind of do as well. Eye doc, it kind of fucked up her eyes. She got a weird thing with her eyes. COVID. She gets like an occasional double vision thing. Which that's... I mean, she's an eye doctor, so I don't... You know, she's definitely not making that up. She knows all the reasonings for that stuff. But nursing home's the hardest, isn't it? I would think it would target anybody with a weak immune system is very susceptible to the side effects of viral and bacterial infections, especially in the lungs. You know, it's not the virus that kills you; it's the secondary infection and the bronchial pneumonia kind of things it does. That immunocompromised people are very susceptible to those kind of infections in hospitals. We don't trade. Well, I don't trade bull zone break and bear zone open. I don't. You guys remember? I don't chase this trade. We talked about this one yesterday. You guys remember this trade right here? There's a potential. Again, it's just like this one. I buy the bounce with a small position. I'm going to let it move. I'm going to let it tap. I'm going to long the bounce to some target with a 10-point stop there if I do take the trade. So let it blast through. Then I let it test support. Now, this is not a test of support here. I'm going to let it run very quick. And then here I can make a decision on what I want to do. But I'll tell you, after a trading day like this, I'm not going to risk anything else. Bear zone open, likely bear zone close. So my bet today is that we're closing in a bear zone, which is the upper half of that IP and the upper half of that IP right here. That's it. Oh, QQQ. Well, the S&Ps are like I look at them both together, right? The S&P is where it is, and QQQ is probably going to be. Yeah. So look. QQQ on the Big Mac sandwich completes its move right there, which S&P pops up, and then it likely tries to come back down. And QQQ's closing points are going to be bear zone or likely bear zone. So I don't think this rallies today from here. I'm very concerned of this one. Man, dude, I love good trading days. But yeah. And so we tell people, you know, in general, once you make a good trade, your good move plays out, I'm not gonna risk more than I need to. You guys be happy to know that our scanner and Resil disconnect issues are being worked on right now. So the next patch coming out very soon will be addressing our disconnect. We're expanding our infrastructure. So we're going to like cleaning up our servers, expanding our server capacity and throughput, and working on connection stability. And there's also the double refresh, which is causing also, we have a glitch in our system. Like when you switch liquidity map, it loads and then it reloads again to auto scale. So we call it the double refresh. It's pinging the server 2 times for every one it needs to do. So like we're overloading the server with unnecessary things. We're going to fix the double refresh, which is going to clear up the pipeline. The scanner is no longer going to default to having a scanner setting unless you're using the scanner that you can set one. So data is streaming to everybody right now, which is also congesting the pipelines. So we're going to remove that as a default. So you have thousands of people pulling scanner data, which is what's kicking the scanner off. By the way, we're overloading this because everybody's using the scanner when nobody's using the scanner. And that's kind of the problem. So these things are going to decongest, and plus we're going to work on expanding the throughput. So the connection issue should go away in the next couple weeks. Then that patch will come out. So very excited about that. We got too big, too quick. And we realized some of our design flaws became apparent. So we'll be fixing that pretty soon. Hey. Ooh, good trade. I get to tell y'all's gurus on social media. Anybody wants to have like a trading contest with me or something? I need a new contest ever since I won that last one. What should I do? I need a new trading contest. Yeah, so S&P pops. Nasdaq fills its gap, then S&P ends up down here. I don't think it's gonna pop, hit, and stop there. I think we're gonna hit bull zone, bear zone again. Internal data yesterday. Monthly maps are just too bearish, and I don't think that we're gonna get big rallies from here. What do you guys think? Let's vote. Chat, what do you think? There's an account calling people out, betting cash. Gonna tag you whenever you see one. Okay. I'm certainly not the best trader in the world. I don't say that at all. There's tons of people a lot better than me, but I am the best trader in social media, on YouTube, on whatever. Like, not even close. Not even close second place. There's nobody, I'm not gonna lie, on YouTube. There's people in this stream who are better traders than every trading guru on YouTube. There are traders here in this stream that watch this stream who I would vouch for some of the best traders I know. There are people on the stream that crush it better than I do. It's not even close. Find your favorite guru on there. Like I say, I'll trade circles around them. I even say I'll trade squares around them. Give it an extra vertice. NVIDIA monthly maps, let's go. Yeah. I've had a standing challenge for a while where I've offered any guru $10,000 of my money in a trading account to trade against me. They can even have my money to do it, and no one's taking me up on that offer. Has to be live, fully transparent, every trade shown. Winner keeps the loser's pot. Donates it all to charity. Their choice. In 8 years of that standing challenge, nobody has ever taken me up on it. A lot of people don't like to compete in contests because they don't want you to see historic performance. That's where the curtain is revealed to show the wizard behind it. It's easy to daisy chain a bunch of tweets together where somebody posts their gains on Monday, then on Thursday, then next Tuesday, and they look like they're doing very well. Hell, they may even drive a Lamborghini. They may even do very well with that. But if you were to show their trading history, it reveals one fact that trading isn't how they're making their money. I don't want you to see that. NVIDIA monthly map, very decent, very liquid. It's bull zone right here at 140 and becoming slightly more bullish towards the end of December. So NVIDIA and some of the other stocks are still showing signs of bull life, which is interesting because QQQ as a whole is not. So I'm wondering what sectors are on the weak side of things. I think the XLC is the bad one. Monthly map for that. Oh, that's the strong one. Is it just NVIDIA that's strong? Huh. Yeah, no. Tech is very interesting. It's volatile now and liquidity is tightening up. Very still bullish-ish on tech. And you can see right as like week number 2, the tech starts to get a little weird. It's very strong bear liquidation, like short squeeze, but also the bulls are very cautious here. So it's kind of hard to say. Volatility is expanding for sure. As you see, this illiquidity pocket is really big here and smaller there, which means volatility is coming up, which means it's a megaphone on the price. That does make sense with what we're seeing in the NASDAQ as a topping pattern. So this is likely to expand its volatility. Not going to crash, but not going to rally. This is actually very revealing to what we're expecting to see in NASDAQ. Okay, so good. So my call with this, that's good because that is what tech is doing. Does everybody see how monthly maps on tech have a bear zone pocket up here, right? At this actual price, you've got a ceiling in the market. And you see how the ceiling gets wider? Okay, so when you're looking at illiquidity pockets, it's very simple. When bear zone is above bull zone, this, you draw just like that. And you draw the bottom of the bull zone just like we do with IPs, and you can see like this a little bit. So the range is going higher. So essentially, if you were to draw a line here, draw a line here, you get a megaphone. So this is predicting a megaphone. So higher highs, lower lows. Through the end of the year. It used to be very bullish. Did I proxy trade? So normally I'll proxy trade NASDAQ if the S&P looks good. I don't normally trade S&P if NASDAQ looks good. I always do it the other way around. So like strong S&P usually means strong everything. What about XLF? Today I traded straight S&P. See, this is a little inconclusive here because bull zone is getting better in finances. Bear zone, kind of like all over the place. It's really hard to make a judgment call here, except for this particular part where they're both sloping down. So financials are going to be like weird for 2 weeks, and then bullish for the next 2. So a bull strong, finishing strong bullish. So with everything kind of megaphoning likely together, you're probably going to see finances try to at least attempt to fill the gap, maybe even half gap. But I think it does this to finish out the year. So a lot of these things I'd be looking to see, like this little area still support, especially with finances. Like I would be like, okay, in the next week or 2, certainly illiquid, some volatility. Let me bet on that drop in the market very quick. And then right about here, I'd probably get on the long on that. That's how I'm looking at it. So I feel like the volatility is still there in the indices. And the S&P is just busted. Look at this. It's not really that pretty looking. The S&P has small tops. Let me draw the resistances of the S&P right here. So as of right here, the S&P is not really megaphoning, more so than it's topping. So this is how we define a market top. Everybody see this? Market top. It's topped for the year. And that's kind of the, like this goes all the way through 2025. That's how we call these things. Right, so, but it doesn't mean it's going to sell. It just means it's going to have a hard time rallying until the dynamics change. The bull side is strange because it's like we have selling, right? So anytime the bull zones slope up, it's selling pressure. And selling pressure with the resistance there. So let's draw the bottom part of this. 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 So let's draw the b So inside of here, this is your expected range of the actual market. So trading inside of here is what I'm expecting. Oops. Well, I'm trying to save that picture. Bear resist. So monthly maps are probably one of the strongest tools for forecasting the market. I've made all my major pivots on this bear zone. Oh, by the way, no stream tomorrow. I forgot because we have to go get the dog. I have to leave at like 6 in the morning. But we'll stream in the afternoon. MSGR. It's something I have to complain to the data providers about. Well, let me actually hold on. Let me put up something with the team here. Tomorrow afternoon will be the giveaway, yeah. I totally forgot. You just reminded me that we have to get the dog. And come on with the puppy. Let me just delete some of this. We'll get to those later. Just to clean it up a little bit. As you see, there is resistance at this gap fill. So the S&P is likely to try to fill that gap. Remember talking about finances have that same kind of ability there. So the problem is that the market is likely, it's a topping pattern. And this is what we get pretty good at calling these things. Choppy trading. Choppy month. Good. Kind of good. Toppy month. I always like to make these really good Twitter posts. Let me show you guys what monthly maps I've done. When I make these big posts like this, I always save them. You guys haven't seen this before. If you guys have never seen how powerful monthly maps are, I make all my major market calls on this. This is 2020 COVID. 2021. is when I was saying the S&P is going to 6,000 for 3 to 4 years. There's no pullback or recession. We just left one. Now, of course, we did have a recession about a year and a half later, but still, at this point, people are calling for COVID round 2 to crash the market. I was like, nope, not going to happen. It was on this particular day, in this particular candle, this particular setup, I said for the first time in a long time, I remember I'm seeing a possible short-term correction. This exact candle triggered me to say volatility is taking over. Sideline is a good idea starting now. And this was the year-long recession. Nailed it to the day that started it. This candle right here. Now, again, none of these months had me saying bear, bear, bear. None of this. None of this. It was this very candle. The market was at highs. The market had been pressing highs for months. This is the candle that did it. Monthly maps. Is that good? Here's to a 2-month bear market rally. The bottom is in for now. This created a 2-month rally. Monthly maps revealed that. Market sold again. Then right here, I said I'm calling a bottom for 2022, which is exactly this green candle right here. Not this, not this, not that. This is the daily chart on the S&P, but this particular day, this is the bottom for 2022. When everyone said the sky was falling, the market's going to crash, I said, this is it. It's the bottom. Monthly maps again revealed the bottom, the shifting dynamic. And I said, it's bullish through 2022 in mid-January. It doesn't get bearish again until Q2. So in October, I called for like 8 to 9 months of rally. And sure enough, once we hit the summer, which was June and July, then I made another tweet and said, breaking news. Today changed the bull sentiment from July now to October. This rally could last 4 more months, volatility and absolute decay. And then here I said the recession was over. And I need to make another one of these for the latest calls between then and now. But I've basically been bullish, 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 bullish ever since. Now I'm calling for market top. Market's topping right now. Unless something changes. Doesn't mean I'm shorting. Let me go to Twitter and let me correct what I said. There. This doesn't mean I'm shorting. Oh no. Doesn't mean I'm shorting. Let me start over there. Keep that in mind. Doesn't mean I'm shorting this at all. There's that SPY break, like I told you guys. There's Nasdaq blasting through. Pushing through there. Bouncing bull zone is the last thing I take, but I don't normally take this trade. Scanner stuff is important. Yeah, we can do more scanner stuff. Cedric, you nailed it. It's any bear zone. We count any bear zone for that particular thing. So like today with S&P opened in a bear zone, it's likely to close in a bear zone. And when that probability comes, we count any bear zone. So that would be here or here. The bear zone and illiquidity pockets are the bottom half of the top half of this range, the top half of this range. So it doesn't mean I'm shorting because I believe that. But it does mean if I had long from here to here, I probably need to close out on my long. QQQ just actually fulfilled its trade. And that's probably the top. So just keep that in mind. Actually, no, QQQ, not yet, not yet, not yet. Once QQQ taps that, this is the exhaustion point of Qs today. Yeah, good question. I love that question. Proud of you guys sticking with us as long as you do in the morning. It's a really big turnout. We love y'all. This is fun. It's been really fun. Stay streaming for just a little bit longer. Somebody asked me here. Oh. Hey, Gary. Let me get your question here. Log in really quick. And I love our marketplace too. It is by far the cleanest website I've used in a long time. Oh. Hold on. I need to go. I need to go, you guys. I love y'all. I got to get out of here. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. Do our drawing tomorrow. Promise, promise, promise.